Hello guys, how's it going? Hope everyone's good. Hope everyone's having a good trading week so far. So I just thought I'd jump here quickly and do a video on market structure. Now a lot of people complicate market structure and I understand why, okay? And I really hope this video makes it very simple, okay? Like market structure, you need to understand market structure to understand the order flow of the market, okay? Essentially to understand the trend, okay? If you're just talking in basic terms, okay? Just to understand the trend, the order flow of the market. That's why it's so important to understand market structure, okay? But when I say you don't need to complicate it, what I mean is the market can only move in three different ways, okay? It can make lower lows and lower highs. It can make higher highs and higher lows. Or it can just consolidate, okay? And that's it. These are the only three market structures that you're going to find, okay? So there is no need to complicate it, okay? Now, this what I said here, number three, with structures within structures. That's where people get complicated, I feel, okay? So let me just take this, okay? So let's say we're in a downtrend, okay? And let's say this is the daily time frame, okay? Now, let's focus on price action right here, okay? This price action, okay? I'm going to draw what's going to happen on the 1 hour, okay? So this is going to be our 1 hour. So the daily pullback on the 1 hour is most likely going to be a series of higher highs and higher lows. Now this point is where people get confused because people are like, okay, we're making higher highs and higher lows, we're in an uptrend. We're not in an uptrend, okay? Now, well, compared to the daily, we're not in an uptrend, we're just continuing the downtrend, okay, but we're in a pullback phase, okay, to then come here to mitigate some sort of supply to then go down again, okay? But on the 1 hour, we are in an uptrend, okay? Now make sure you understand that. Okay, so we're not in an overall uptrend. We're just in an uptrend on the 1 hour. Okay, on the daily, on the higher time frame, the bigger picture, we're just in a pullback phase. Okay, so you need to understand that. That's the bit I feel most people, well, that's one of the parts where people confuse it. Okay, sorry guys, my video had cut off, so just jumping back into it. Okay, so this is something that I used to mess up on. Okay, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people mess up on it still. Okay, how do we know that price has changed direction? Changed order flow, okay? So what do we need to see? Well, we need to see initially breaks of these structural highs, okay? Now, let's say we get that, okay? At this point, we could by all means see price come back into this level, mitigate it, and get our next leg up, okay? But understand this, okay? Just because price has broken structure, it doesn't mean the order flow has shifted. Okay, we're still bearish, right? Because this could simply be a liquidity grab into the supply zone. Okay, so taking out liquidity from these highs into the supply zone for price to continue lower. Okay, that's a possibility. So don't just expect price just because it broke structure to then retrace and then start heading up. Okay, the order flow is not changed. Okay, so what can we do? Okay, there's two things we can do, because by all means, at this point, you can study price action back into this level. Okay, if you're a bit less patient, study price action back into this level. Okay, and if your lower time frame criteria meets, take the trade, take the buy, no problem. Okay, the second option that you've got is simply just wait. Okay, wait and see what price does. Okay, so we have this breaker structure. Okay, and we don't know if it's a liquidity grab or if it's a change in order flow yet. Okay, so wait and see if price comes back to this demand, and then if we get second breaker structure, okay, that means we've shifted order flow now. So what happened? We broke structure, came back to mitigate it, we then broke structure again. Okay, now all we need to do is find our demand zones. And at this point, we've got higher probability trade if you're taking a buy from here. okay, because we've got confirmation now that the order flow has shifted. Okay, now I understand no matter how messy I make these lines, you know, the markets, the charts are not going to be like this. Okay, so I'm just going to jump on to the charts and show a quick example. Okay, if I can find it, there we go. Okay, so this is a perfect example of just the one breaker structure. Okay, now ignore these blue dots for now. I'll come back to them in a couple of minutes. Okay, so what we've had here is prices making lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. Okay, that's what we had. Then we had our first breaker structure. Now breaker structure for me, okay, if you can see there's a body close here. There's a body close. Okay, now some people go with the wicks, that's completely fine. Okay, that's your preference. For me, it's the body. Okay, now notice we've had one breaker structure now. At this point, by all means, I've got my extreme demand marked out because we could come back in here and then head up. Okay, or we could just melt down. Okay, because this could simply be a liquidity grab into this supply zone here. Okay, now with structure, this is the daily pullback phase. Okay, we can catch these sells on the lower time frames. Okay, so let's go down, let's say to the 15-minute. So just sticking with basic knowledge of structure. Okay, what can we see here? We can see price came up, gave us a shift, gave us a breaker structure, gave us a second breaker structure. Okay, now for me, these wicks are not a break. Now some people would have sold from here because they would have counted these wicks as breaks. For me, it's not. So these body closes, okay, and then it's just a case of identifying your supply zone. Okay, and for me, it's right here. So anywhere in here, you could have looked to sell. Okay, and then what does price do? If I just jump up to 1 hour, it'll be easy to see. What does price do after that? We then break structure again. Okay, we've created a new low. Okay, the supply that did that was here. Price then comes back to mitigate it, and then what do? We then break structure again. Then what do? We find our supply zone, which is right here. What does price do? Price comes back to mitigate it, and then we break structure again. Okay, then we come back into like a flip zone here, which I won't go into right now. Okay, but anyway, my point is we can just continue selling this market, okay, down to the daily point of interest, at which point we need to understand we're in a daily point of interest. Okay, so this looks like it's we're pro trend on the 1 hour. Okay, so we're pro trend on the 1 hour, but on the daily it's just a pullback phase. Okay, so when price gets back into the daily demand zone, we need to be aware of that. Okay, so before I play price forward, I'll just go into this bit of price here quickly. Okay, so the same concept. Okay, so the 1 hour has broken structure. Okay, we've had our, if I just delete all this, okay, we've had our impulse, okay, and we need a correction back to our supply zone. So 1 hour correction, we can trade that on the lower time frames. We can trade that on the 1 minute, the 2 minute, the 3 minute. Okay, so let me just highlight it. Let me just highlight this price here. Okay, jump down to the 2 minute. What can we do? Or what can we see? Okay, now I'm not focused too much on the entries here, but here on the 2 minute, price is making lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs. Okay, then we break structure. Okay, and we break structure again, confirming the 2 minute time frame is now bullish. Okay, so at this point we find our supply. Okay, price comes back to react to it perfectly, and then trades up into that 1 hour supply zone. Okay, now like I said, I'm not focused too much on entries here, but my point is once we start doing this, you can start to really hedge your trades. Okay, you can sell into buy zones, you can buy into sell zones. Okay, so you're really protected. Your position is protected. Okay, so anyway, jumping back up, I just play price forward. When price gets back down, so like I said, price is now back into the daily demand zone. Okay, now this can either hold or it can completely shatter through. Okay, because we've not confirmed anything on the daily yet. Okay, so at this point we need to wait for more confirmation. Okay, let price play out, see what price gives us. Okay, so at this point we've got switch and order flow again on the 4-hour with multiple breaks of structures. Okay, and it's just a case of finding your demand zone which broke structure. So we've got a demand zone here. We've also got the extreme. Like I said, I'm not going into entries. You can use either or. You can risk 50% here, 50% here. You can scale down, whatever. Okay, but at this point, we build liquidity. Okay, so early buyers, we take them out right into this demand zone, and off we go. Okay, now if I jump up to the daily, okay, current price action, what can we see? So we had our first breaker structure here. Then we corrected. Okay, you could have definitely got into your buys here. Okay, it would have been a bit more riskier. Okay, because nothing's changed on the daily. Then now we broken structure again on the daily, confirming daily order flow is bullish. Okay, so what's actually happened? So price broke structure, came back to mitigate demand. Now price broke structure again, and we've got our demand here. So all we're expecting now is price to come back into demand and then look to catch that next leg up on the daily. Okay, so that's it. Keep it this simple. Okay, now like I was saying, we can catch, if I just draw this out quickly, we can catch these pullback plays. Okay, because this, if I jump down to the 1 hour, we can see the 1 hour is bearish now. It's completely flipped. Okay, you could have caught, sales from, in here, in here, in here, wherever it is. Okay, just understand an order flow. Now, notice this is a 1 hour bearish trend. Okay, on the daily we're bullish. Okay, so understand that. Okay, and literally keep market structure this simple. Okay, and once you get used to it, once you see it, in this simplistic of a format, you can start to, buy into your sell zones and sell into your buy zones. So guys, that's it for me today. If you guys have any questions with regards to market structure or anything else, just give me a shout. If you like the content and if you like this video, please give it a like and a share and subscribe to my channel. Until next time, trade safe.